As WWE fans, we'll never forget the moment we got introduced to the crazy world of professional wrestling. We all had that one moment or match that got us hooked. From over-the-top characters, crazy storylines, live music and amazing athleticism. What was not to love? There were many aspects of the business we all thought were real growing up, and of course growing older, these inner workings become more apparent, but the passion never goes away. So join us as we count down the 5 things WWE fans believed whilst growing up. Number 5. Kane can summon fire. During the Attitude Era, the debut of Kane is one that is still remembered to this day. His legendary entrance, where he would summon fire out of all 4 ring posts, made fans jump out of their seats every time. The Big Red Machine incorporated fire into many of his storylines, setting fire to The Undertaker locked in a casket, shooting flames at his opponents, and even burning Jim Ross alive. He even created one of WWE's most feared match types, the Inferno match. And for young fans growing up watching Kane, fear was a genuine response when witnessing the Big Red Machine. Kane's character tricked them into believing that he was beyond human and at times immune to pain. We suppose that is the magic of professional wrestling after all. Of course, Kane can't really create fire. WWE's production team brought his power to fruition, but they had done a great job over the years of making Kane's character larger than life. Number 4. Masked wrestlers never take off their masks. Whilst in some cases this might be true in parts of Mexico with lucha libre wrestling, but for the most part masked wrestlers would simply remove their mask when backstage and leave the arena. To protect certain characters on TV, WWE would often show them arriving with their masks on. This measure taken by WWE led younger fans to believe that these wrestlers never removed their masks. Wrestlers like Kane, Vader and Mankind were never ever seen without their masks until they were removed via storyline on TV. Wrestlers would even show up for interviews and TV shows wearing their masks. One wrestler who remains unmasked altogether in WWE is Rey Mysterio, but again that links back to his lucha libre roots. Number 3. On-screen characters and relationships were real. If you were to ask most pro wrestlers, they would tell you that the best characters are the ones who are versions of themselves cranked up to 11. However, fans were led to believe that the characters in the ring were exactly the same in the real world. Old school wrestlers would live by this to help protect the business and their gimmicks, such as The Undertaker never doing interviews and always wearing black. This was during the days of faces and heels never travelling or being seen together in public. Obviously, as time went on and the business became more exposed to the fans, it became obvious that this was not the case, although some talents still love to live by this old school gimmick, with wrestlers such as MJF in AEW being a perfect example. Number 2. Authority figures actually had power. General managers, commissioners, presidents and on-screen authority figures have been a staple of WWE since the 1980s. The character provides a figurehead to move several storylines along with the authority, to make matches, fire people and run the show. Since 1997, the on-screen authority figure has mostly been portrayed as a heel due to the success of the Stone Cold and McMahon rivalry. In the 80s, it was President Jack Tunney, and in the early 2000s, Eric Bischoff, Teddy Long, William Regal and more would fill the role. Younger WWE fans, especially during the Austin McMahon feud, viewed the authority figure as actually having the power to make decisions on the show, when in reality, the authority figure is just another on-screen character. Number 1. The Undertaker is actually dead. The Undertaker is by far WWE's greatest creation when it comes to character. The dead man gimmick was by far the most successful incarnation. It led young fans to wonder whether The Undertaker was actually a dead man, and had people generally scared. The mystique of The Undertaker only grew over time, with Paul Bearer seeming to have Undertaker's mysterious powers hidden within the urn, to Ministry Undertaker performing sacrifices rising from caskets, returning from being buried alive, and much, much more. The use of lightning, fog, fire, and other tricks would further add to The Undertaker's mysterious character, something never before seen within the WWE. The Undertaker also fiercely protected his character and was barely seen outside of his gimmick. Furthermore, the fictional brotherhood of Kane and The Undertaker had a great story behind them, and both men went on to portray these characters to perfection for decades. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content.